Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. A while back I did a video on growing salad in a bowl, and I have many questions and many requests to do the grow again. And because now is almost October, so there's not much going on outside, so I will be doing a lot of indoor stuff. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to show you guys how to do this one more time. This time I'm going to go into detail so you can follow it and do the exact same thing. So what I'm using here is just a salad container. I bought a salad and then it came with this clear container with a nice lid and everything like that. So this is a really good container to use. Notice that it doesn't have any holes at the bottom, which is fine. If you have two of this, you can actually poke holes in one and then use the second one as to catch excess water. But because I don't have it and it's fine, I'll just monitor how much water I give the plants, and as long as you don't flood the unit here, the bowl here, and then that should be fine. So here what I'm using here is just regular soil here. It's called just natural right there, and you can get this at your local Walmart. And it says, you know, it has some worm casting or something like that. Here's the picture of it. So that you can get that at your Walmart. And because I didn't have enough soil in the container here, I'm gonna add a little bit of my worm casting here that I got on clearance. And you can just use the soil alone, and that should just be fine. We may need to fertilize the plant just a slight bit, but I'll show you that when it comes. But if you have some worm casting, it's a great way to add nutrients to the soil. And I just want a little bit of it so that my bowl can be full. So what we can do now is just stir this up, mix it all in. So the soil is kind of dry right now because I left it in my garage for a long time, so there's no moisture in there anymore, so we're gonna need to water it. All right, so my soil is nice and mixed, and what I'm going to do next is I'm gonna drop seeds in before I add some water. And here I have some romaine seeds that I collected over the summer, and there's just so many seeds in here. So I'll just grab a little bit of this. So sometimes you shake it, see it looks like this, like fuzz falling. Just throw it in like that. Some of them are, see, those are the seeds right there, the little ones. Just put a bunch of them in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna also add a bit of my red butterhead. And here again, I harvested bags of this. I mean, just from, I think this is just from one plant, maybe two, but all you need is one plant and you will have enough lettuce seed to last you for like 5 years. So I'll just dig at the bottom and grab some seeds out. See here? Just drop it in there. There's a lot of the fuzz from the lettuce seeds, but that's just fine to drop in all of them in there. Okay, usually when you get lettuce seeds they're already broken up for you. So I'm just gonna mix this all in like so. Don't mix it all the way to the bottom, just mix it a little bit so that the seed can fall under the top layer of the soil. And then we're going to give this some water. So you want the water to seep through a little bit like that. And then you also want the top layer nice and wet as well. You don't want it running, like flooding this unit, which won't be good. Just enough so that the container kind of like has water evenly distributed throughout. And then we'll take the lid here and we'll cover on top because we want to keep the moisture in for now. You don't have to close it all the way, just like this. And then we're gonna put it under a grow light. When you grow stuff indoor, you have to have artificial light. Without artificial light, the plants will not grow. So grow light is the best option, unless you have a place by the window that would get plenty of light. I mean, it does require a little bit of direct sunlight. So usually 6 to 8 hours of light is good for lettuce plants. And also they need cooler temperatures. So if it's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, that's not gonna work out well because lettuce doesn't like to grow in so much heat. It actually prefer a little cooler, like 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit are perfect. So let me show you where I'm gonna put it. All right, guys, that is where I'm gonna put my salad bowl, and it is under my grow light here. And this is the Hidden Harvest Company. That's the grow light made by them. So I will post their information so you can also check them out. Alright guys, it has been exactly 6 days since we started these seedlings here. And look at all of these little guys growing here. So everything's looking good. There's a bunch of red butterhead, and there's a bunch of romaine all mixed up in there. And I think the romaine are the smaller leaf one right there. So it's just grown in this little bowl here, and I use this little container here to help elevate the plant a little bit because I raise the light for my cucumbers to move around and stuff. So I want this to get a little bit more intense light because lettuce kind of prefer light 6 to 8 hours a day with a good amount of light so that they can grow really well. So that's why it's sitting on here. And so right now I took the lid off because the plant have sprouted past that point. So it get dried up pretty quickly. So we're gonna have to water a little bit more. So once a day, check it. If it's really dry, just use your sprayer and then give it a little nice watering to thoroughly wet the container so that the roots can get some water. You don't want to drown them now by watering too much that it would flood this container. So just give it a nice good amount to moisten the soil, and that's all you need. So these are a little younger now, so they don't use that much water. Okay, so that's about good enough. And they will continue to grow. And at this stage, you can actually move one of these out. If you want to grow them outside or whatever, just take one, just dig them up and put them in its own container. And then once that's big enough, in a few weeks, you can put it outside. But we're gonna do this as microgreens, so we're gonna leave it like here, just like that. We're not gonna do anything else. So anyway, we'll come back soon and I will update you guys again. Alright guys, it has been exactly 2 weeks and our plants, our microgreens, have grown quite a bit. So these lettuce here are very nice and beautiful looking at the moment. They're starting to fill up the container. And the nutrients have probably been depleted out of this bowl here. So because there's just so many plants competing for resources. So what we should do is give it a little bit fertilizer. And you can use anything you have, anything that's organic, whatever you like. What I'm gonna use is some of these here, the Osmocote flower and vegetable. These are the slow release, so it's cool to use because you can't over fertilize your plants because these are pebble and they release slowly. So let's go ahead and just add a few to our plants, and we'll just spread them around just to give them a little boost. Okay, that should be enough. And then we're gonna need to give it some water. you want to give them a nice thorough water, but you don't want to flood the tray either because there's no drainage holes in this one. If you have drainage holes, then it'd be nice, but I grow this in my tent and I don't have drainage holes because I want the tent to be nice and clean. And you can just monitor the water level, so it's not too difficult. All right, that should be good. So we will be back soon, and I will give you guys another update once the plants grow some more. All right, guys, welcome back. It has been exactly 3 weeks, and my plants are looking beautiful. These lettuce here, I call it salad in a bowl because that's exactly what it is, a bowl full of lettuce to make a salad with. So as you can see, the tent looked a little bit different because in the 3 weeks I have gotten rid of my cucumber plants, and I made room for my lettuce here, and then those there are plants that I pulled out of here because I'm doing a new experiment, so you will see those video coming up very soon. So anyway, I don't want to waste your time with the other stuff. So the lettuce microgreens here have gotten to a point where they are actually good to harvest. So you can come and cut leaves. Don't cut the whole plant, because if you do that, then they won't grow back. You can just cut. You see these here? You see how they have 2 or 3 leaves. If you cut one of these leaves, that little young one will still grow. So just cut a few as you need them, because they're best when they're fresh. Don't cut them all and put them in the fridge because they won't taste as good. So as you can see, this is such a nice bowl here. You can have a whole bunch of lettuce to use. They're great for garnishing your dishes because the leaves are just beautiful. You see how some of these have these red blushes here, and those are the red butterhead, and then these other ones here are the romaine. You can also take a few of these and put it outside. If the temperature is warm enough for you, you can take a few outside and they'll grow into full plants. So that's usually how I do it. I start them early inside like this, and I'll just pull them out and then put them in my raised bed so that I can grow them into full plants. So it's very, very simple to do. As you can see, we fertilize one time with the slow release. You can use any fertilizer you like. You need to monitor the water level because unless you use something with holes, then the water can just drain out. But as I mentioned, I want to keep my tent nice and clean, so that is why I use containers without holes. But this is kind of nice because you can actually see the roots, you can see all the action that's happening and all that stuff. So it's very cool. And at the bottom you can see the roots crawling all in here. So very nice experiment. Lettuce produce a gazillion seeds, so I'm really not wasting anything because I have so much. It probably lasts me for the next 10 years if I store them properly. So guys, this is it. It's very simple. In 3 weeks you can have microgreens just like this by doing this very simple method. And you may be wondering why I grow them under grow lights. And that is because lettuce require a lot more lights. If you have grown lettuce before and you don't provide the lettuce with enough without enough light, the leaves are very skinny and they're like real tall and they just look really weird, like a vine, and they won't look this healthy, and they're really not that good to eat. So that is the reason why lettuce would require proper lighting. And again, if you want to see the light that I'm using, this is from Hidden Harvest Company right there. And it's a very neat little system, very small and light. And the lights are white, which is I really like. It's easy to work with. So anyway, try this method out. If you have a lot of lettuce seeds that you don't need to use anymore, or you don't know what to do with, or you have collected so many, try this out and check out Hidden Harvest Company. Brad over there is a very, very nice guy. You can also find him on Instagram, so I highly recommend you reach out and talk to him. He's a very friendly person. in general, just to talk with. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video, and try out these microgreens. They're just amazing. You can do so much with them. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.